Welcome to History Facts and Mysteries, where we dive deep into the shadows of history to uncover the most perplexing unsolved crimes that have shaped the course of time. History is full of incredible stories of betrayal, power struggles, and murders that remain shrouded in mystery, often leaving us with more questions than answers. From political assassinations to mysterious deaths of influential figures, these events have left their mark on the world and continue to intrigue historians, investigators, and curious minds alike. In today's episode, we will explore some of the most fascinating and unsolved crimes throughout history. What led to the brutal assassination of Julius Caesar, and who was truly behind the murder? Was the death of Cleopatra part of a deeper conspiracy? And who killed the mysterious Elizabethan spy Sir Francis Drake? These crimes not only changed the fates of empires but also left us wondering about the true stories behind the events. Before we embark on this journey through time, make sure to subscribe to History Facts and Mysteries and hit the notification bell, so you never miss out on our deep dives into historical puzzles. Now, let's begin our exploration of the most chilling historical crimes that continue to mystify us today. The assassination of Julius Caesar. Who was behind the plot? One of the most iconic and widely discussed crimes in history is the assassination of Julius Caesar on the Ides of March, 44 BCE. Caesar, having risen to power as a general and eventually declared himself dictator for life, was deeply unpopular with many members of the Roman Senate. A group of conspirators, led by Brutus and Cassius, believed that by killing Caesar, they would restore the Roman Republic and stop the rise of a potential tyrant. On that fateful day, Caesar was stabbed 23 times by the conspirators. His death sent shockwaves through the Roman world, but what's often overshadowed by the assassination itself is the mystery surrounding the true motives behind it. Was Caesar's murder purely driven by political ideology, or was there a deeper, more personal plot at play? The involvement of Brutus, who was rumored to be Caesar's illegitimate son, has fueled speculation over the centuries. Was he acting out of a sense of duty, or was it revenge and betrayal? Another question that continues to baffle historians is whether Caesar truly knew about the conspiracy. According to some reports, Caesar's wife, Calpurnia, had a dream warning him of his death, and his soothsayer, a man named Spurinna, also warned him of the Ides of March. Yet, despite these warnings, he still proceeded to the Senate. Could it be that Caesar was fully aware of the impending danger and walked into it, accepting his fate as part of his political strategy? The motivations and the true mastermind behind Caesar's death remain a key historical enigma. The murder of Cleopatra, suicide or political assassination? Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt, remains one of history's most captivating and enigmatic figures. As a brilliant strategist, skilled diplomat, and shrewd ruler, she played a pivotal role in the power struggles of the late Roman Republic. Her reign not only marked the final days of the Ptolemaic dynasty but also witnessed the end of Egypt's independence, as it fell under Roman control. Cleopatra's political and romantic alliances with two of Rome's most influential men, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, placed her at the heart of one of the most dramatic chapters in ancient history. Following the assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE, Cleopatra forged an alliance with Mark Antony, a move that intensified tensions with Octavian, Caesar's adopted son and heir. Their conflict culminated in the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, where Octavian's forces decisively defeated Antony and Cleopatra's fleet. With their military strength shattered and Octavian closing in on Alexandria, the lovers faced an uncertain and perilous fate. In 30 BCE, after Antony's defeat, both he and Cleopatra met their end under circumstances shrouded in mystery. Traditional accounts, primarily from Roman historians such as Plutarch and Cassius Dio, claim that Antony, believing Cleopatra was already dead, took his own life by falling on his sword. Cleopatra, upon learning of his demise, supposedly committed suicide in a final act of defiance, allowing a venomous asp to bite her. However, the true nature of Cleopatra's death remains a subject of intense debate. Was her death truly an act of self-inflicted tragedy, or was there a far more sinister plot at play? Some scholars argue that Cleopatra's supposed suicide was a carefully orchestrated act, designed to avoid the humiliation of being paraded as a captive in Octavian's triumph in Rome. Others question whether she even had the means to acquire a live asp in her guarded chambers, suggesting that the snakebite narrative may have been a later invention to craft a poetic and dramatic end to her life. A more controversial theory posits that Cleopatra was, in fact, murdered, eliminated by Octavian as part of a calculated move to consolidate his power. As the last living ruler of Egypt, she posed a symbolic and political threat to Octavian's legitimacy, and her survival could have complicated his plans for annexing Egypt as a Roman province. Some historians speculate that Octavian may have ordered her execution but masked it as a suicide to prevent any backlash from those who admired the queen. After all, if Cleopatra had been assassinated outright, it could have cast a shadow over Octavian's victory, potentially stirring unrest in Egypt and Rome. Adding to the intrigue is the mystery of Cleopatra's final resting place. Ancient sources claim she was buried alongside Mark Antony, yet the location of their tomb remains undiscovered. If found, it could provide valuable insights into the nature of her death, perhaps offering physical evidence to confirm or refute the traditional accounts. Ultimately, whether Cleopatra's death was a personal choice or a political assassination, her story endures as one of history's greatest mysteries. The last queen of Egypt was a woman of extraordinary intelligence, ambition, and resilience, an individual who shaped the course of history and whose legend continues to inspire fascination and debate centuries after her demise. The mysterious death of Tsar Nicholas II and his family. Another chilling historical crime is the execution of Tsar Nicholas II of Russia and his family. In 1918, during the Russian Revolution, the Romanov family was imprisoned by the Bolsheviks, who had overthrown the Russian monarchy. After months of captivity, Nicholas, his wife Alexandra, their 5 children, and a few servants were executed in the basement of the Ipatiev house in Ekaterinburg. While the deaths of the Romanovs were officially considered an execution carried out by the Bolsheviks, the true story behind their deaths has remained clouded in mystery. The brutal murder, which included shots to the head and bodies disposed of in a nearby forest, has fueled various theories about who was truly behind it. One of the most compelling theories is that there may have been an external influence. Some believe that the Bolsheviks, while responsible for the initial execution, may have been pressured by foreign powers or factions within the revolution who wanted to ensure the complete elimination of the Romanov dynasty. In the years following the deaths, rumors persisted about surviving members of the family. Anastasia Romanov, the youngest daughter, was the subject of various claims that she had escaped, further deepening the mystery of the family's deaths. Another lingering mystery surrounding the execution of the Romanovs is the fate of their remains and the subsequent investigations that sought to confirm their deaths. For decades, the location of their bodies remained unknown until 1979, when a set of remains was discovered in a forest outside Ekaterinburg. However, the graves were not officially examined until the 1990s, following the collapse of the Soviet Union. DNA testing confirmed that most of the Romanov family had been buried there, yet the bodies of 2 of the children, Alexei and one of his sisters, were missing, fueling speculation that at least one family member might have survived. In 2007, another grave was discovered containing the missing remains, but conspiracy theories persist, with some believing that secret escape plans had been put into motion before the execution, leaving room for uncertainty and ongoing debate. The assassination of John F. Kennedy, a conspiracy or lone gunman? The assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963, remains one of the most hotly debated and mysterious political crimes in history. As Kennedy's motorcade passed through Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas, he was shot and killed by a sniper. Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for the murder and later killed himself under mysterious circumstances before he could stand trial. While the official investigation concluded that Oswald acted alone, the case has sparked countless conspiracy theories. Many believe that there was more to the assassination than a lone gunman. Theories have implicated various groups, including the CIA, the Mafia, and even members of the U.S. government, who some believe wanted to remove Kennedy from power for his political actions, such as his handling of the Cuban Missile Crisis and his stance on civil rights. The lack of definitive proof, the subsequent cover-up attempts, and the numerous inconsistencies in the investigation continue to fuel speculation. Some people believe that we may never know the full truth behind the assassination of one of America's most beloved presidents. The mysterious murder of the Black Dahlia. The Black Dahlia case remains one of the most haunting and perplexing unsolved murder mysteries in American history. On the morning of January 15, 1947, a woman taking a walk in a Los Angeles neighborhood stumbled upon a horrific sight: a young woman's body, severed in half, lying in an empty lot. The victim was soon identified as 22-year-old Elizabeth Short, an aspiring actress with dreams of making it big in Hollywood. However, her gruesome and tragic fate ensured that she would be remembered not for her ambitions, but for the shocking brutality of her murder. Short's body had been meticulously mutilated. Not only was she cut in half at the waist, but her face had been slashed from the corners of her mouth to her ears, creating a grotesque, Glasgow smile. Her body had also been drained of blood, leading investigators to believe that she had been killed elsewhere before being transported to the scene. The eerie precision of the cuts suggested that the killer possessed some level of surgical knowledge, leading to speculation that a doctor or someone with medical training might have been responsible. The case quickly became a media sensation, fueled by lurid newspaper headlines and sensationalized stories that painted Short as a mysterious femme fatale. The press dubbed her the Black Dahlia, a name reportedly inspired by a film noir of the era, The Blue Dahlia. Reports at the time often portrayed her as a Hollywood hopeful who was entangled in a dark world of crime and deception, though much of this was likely exaggeration or outright fabrication by the press eager to sell newspapers. As the investigation unfolded, the Los Angeles Police Department received taunting letters from someone claiming to be the killer, some of which included personal belongings of Elizabeth Short. Despite this, the case quickly grew cold due to a lack of concrete leads. Over the years, dozens of suspects emerged, ranging from surgeons and artists to drifters and even figures with ties to Hollywood's elite. Some of the most well-known theories suggest that the crime was the work of a serial killer, a twisted medical professional, or someone with connections to organized crime. One of the most compelling suspects was Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy and influential physician in Los Angeles who was later accused of sexually abusing his own daughter. His son, Steve Hodel, a former LAPD detective, has spent years investigating his father and is convinced that he was responsible for Short's murder. He cites circumstantial evidence, including Hodel's alleged fascination with surrealist artist Man Ray, whose works bore an eerie resemblance to the way Short's body was positioned. However, no definitive proof has ever been found linking Hodel or any other suspect to the crime. The mystery of the Black Dahlia remains unsolved, captivating true crime enthusiasts, historians, and investigators alike. The case has inspired countless books, films, and TV adaptations, cementing its place as one of America's most notorious cold cases. Despite the passage of time, new theories continue to emerge, and forensic advancements have given hope that one day, the identity of Elizabeth Short's killer may finally be uncovered. Until then, the Black Dahlia murder endures as a chilling reminder of how some crimes leave behind more questions than answers. As we reflect on these historic crimes, it's fascinating to see how they continue to resonate throughout time. From the shocking assassination of Julius Caesar to the brutal murder of Elizabeth Short, each of these cases has left its own indelible mark on history. While we may never know the full truth behind these unsolved mysteries, the pursuit of answers continues to captivate us and remind us of the dark and complicated side of human nature. If you found this exploration into history's greatest unsolved mysteries intriguing, be sure to subscribe to History Facts and Mysteries and hit that notification bell. Join us again as we continue to uncover the secrets of the past and delve into the events and crimes that have shaped our world. What do you think happened behind these unsolved historical crimes? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.